I know you cannot control it properly. I know, I understand, mate. I understand. My heart goes out to you. There are people reporting to me in what I do as well. I understand it's not easy. But drug testing is mandatory before people come to work and design something like this, mate. And also, I'd like individual interview. I would, for free in what I do, I charge a lot, but I will have an individual interview with the person who designed Torghast.
Please be advised that a noticeable taste of blood is not part of any test protocol.
Another day in Shadowlands, another talk about Covenant choices. They are not the most trivial decisions to make, yet they are fairly monumental, fairly pivotal in your progression on a new alt, on a new character. So today I'll be sharing my opinion with you once again about what Covenant is the best Covenant choice for Druids. Druid Covenants, okay, as with our discussion of Covenant choice for Hunters, and as we will be inevitably discussing Covenant choices for other classes, you seem to be interested in that, it is a very subjective choice, and it comes down to more than just the damaging ability, although that ability, as a centerpiece of your gameplay, kind of in Shadowlands, it sort of becomes very, very important. I would give it like 60% out of 100 of a choice, with the remaining 40 being split between cosmetics, mobility, that kind of stuff, at least for me. I know everybody plays differently, I'm not suggesting that you have to be exactly the same, but here I am sharing my opinion with you for what it's worth. So my main beef at the moment, if any, with Blizzard is with the fact, aside from systems being unrewarding, aside from no loot in Torghast, those things are a lot higher on my list. That is a beef of a bigger magnitude, if we're talking about the size of a beef. Here, my biggest beef with the Covenant choices and with such a prominent kind of ecosystem almost of Druids, because we have forms, right? So Feral Druids, Guardians, you know, even Trants, even Moonkins, we have forms. With this very prominent ecosystem within World of Warcraft, I am very, very surprised that Blizzard has not given us new forms. And that is where we kind of enter a little bit of a speculative territory, which is maybe less informative, but fun for me to speculate. Hopefully you'll align with me on this as well and forgive this rant. When I am selecting a Covenant for my Druid, I will talk you through this right now. But at the same time, there is a lot of hope in it. My main hope for my Druid, naturally, is to get some cool new forms. They have not given us any cool new forms yet, but it's such a writing on a wall. I'm not even saying that Blizzard is hinting at it, it's not what I mean. But for me, kind of from common sense perspective, from me knowing World of Warcraft for many, many years, I look at it and I'm like, there is a gap here, it's missing. The forms are missing. Speculatively, hopefully, but this is where when I choose a Covenant and I look at general cosmetic, I look at general feel of it, a lot of it comes to the fact that I'm thinking, look, I would bet that they will add forms at one point. 9.2, 9.3, hopefully sooner rather than later, but they'll add forms, and that, my friends, is what influences my decision, speculatively, hopefully, theoretically, pick the right word here. But this is also a major decision for me. That's what maybe would also help you make your decision. Yeah? Cool? Alright. Now we can go much faster because there is only so much to say. I am playing Feral. I like Feral spec and I tank on my Druid whenever I play Druid, so I'll be switching between Feral and Guardian. These selections have been made during me being in Feral spec and testing the abilities, taking a look at them in Feral spec. Choice other than this hope, other than hoping to get new forms, blah blah blah, the choice of the Covenant is based on my playstyle and on what I'll be doing in endgame with this particular character. And with this particular character I will be DPSing in Feral, I'll be soloing Torghast a little bit to the bare minimum because it's the boringest experience ever, the most unrewarding experience in the game still. I hope these words reach the right ears because I am dumbfounded of why it's so unrewarding and they just sit there, la 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 la, let's see how Gyro goes through this. It's just ridiculous. Side note. And I'll be tanking dungeons and LFR. That's my use case. Yours might be different, you might be PvPing, I don't know, or maybe healing. This is not a healing review, okay? We'll look at Night Fae. Night Fae armor looks okay, but because I'm feral, for me the look of the armor is completely sort of, I don't care, is completely irrelevant. Convoke the Spirits, their active ability in Night Fae, casts a flurry of spells on 2-minute cooldown. It probably is an amazing burst, especially if I had the conditions conducive kind of to this test, which these ones are not particularly. There is just like one target dummy there, come on. So this testing gave me kind of nothing, and from reading the description, from looking at the ability very quickly in this sense, it would not, definitely would not sway me towards Night Fae. Soul Shape is the mobility, wonderful mobility ability, which Druids, particularly Druids, don't need. Even in the Maw, you can be the mount, version of yourself, and you can go so much faster than the others. It's like, it's completely OP. You absolutely don't need that boost for mobility. And Sanctum feature is, well, okay for crafters, but not particularly inspiring for me, so I don't care. KYRIANs, as far as the look, once again, it will apply to every Covenant, obviously, because I'm playing Feral, because I'm looking at Guardian, potentially. This does nothing for me, but I can see exactly where they could go with forms. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge, Blizzard. I can see where you could go with forms here. So the look of the armor, whatever, doesn't matter. Kindred Spirit's ability essentially allows you to exchange favors, more or less, with other players. Sort of suggests a group play or raid play of some sort, which is definitely not my use case. Even if I'm an LFR, that's not my most prolific way I would play, ever. And it also seems, from what I've seen here in this very quick test, it seems that it's kind of almost charitable. It's almost a charitable thing, and I would like to think of myself as a charitable person, but in this context, I want to get more than I give, if it makes any sense, if it doesn't sound too selfish, but we're all playing for ourselves, so you want to get something, right, as a player, as a character here. In this case, it seems like this ability gives more than it takes. Could be wrong, haven't tested it in open field, whatever. Really, always, as always, I welcome your feedback, your opinion. Maybe I'm missing something massive here, which is possible, right? But as long as we're mutually respectful, I'm really open to your feedback, suggestions, and exactly pointing, Gyro, you missed this, mate. Doesn't matter. NECROLORDS. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Oh my god, Blizzard. Give me NECROLORD forms. Give me undead-looking forms. Please. Just please. Armor in itself looks freaking amazing. Don't you think it looks freaking amazing? It looks freaking amazing, but again, I will not see it because I'll be in feral forms. So, Adaptive Swarm ability is wonderful. There is just nothing else to say about it. It's wonderful. It's low cooldown. It's flexible. It's adaptive. It either damages or heals, jumping between the targets up to 3 times, and boosting any periodic effect on the target, whether it's a heal over time or whether it's a bleed, by 20%. Like, can you go wrong with that? 25-second cooldown. I'm practically constantly using it. It's just amazing. And Abomination Factory as my still, at the moment of recording of this video, still not explored Sanctum feature, but it's the most appealing one. I see all the folks running around with the abominations of all shapes and sizes and forms, and I can't wait until my switching of the alts and very, very kind of semi-passive almost playstyle rather than targeted, let's get anima, let's get anima, let's get anima. I'm not into farming of the stuff, but as soon as I get enough anima to unlock Abomination Factory, I'm gonna go for it, okay? And VENTHYR, look, I'm a fan of VENTHYR, as you saw in my recommendations video and my kind of little friendly chat to you about the choice of Covenant for Hunters. I love VENTHYR. But they don't look druidy at all. They look okay, but they don't look druidy, okay? Ravenous Frenzy, their ability, in my opinion, is the lamest ability of them all. Lame. L-A-M-E. Lame. Lame. 3-minute cooldown? 3-minute cooldown? To increase damage and healing for a little bit? Oh, great! It increases ability. And then as soon as you stop for a second, like pick your nose or pick up a phone, right? It stuns you and damages you. Wow, what a payback. Who in the design crew of Blizzard, like, no, let me rephrase this. What were they on or what were they drinking before they designed this? And most importantly, not that. That's not most important. Most important is, when they were designing something lame like that, okay? Didn't they see other abilities on the whiteboard next to this one when they were designing this one? They were designing this one, saw the other ones like Adaptive Swarm, and were like, oh yeah, that's comparable. Yeah, it's great. That's great. Yeah, it's okay. Like, Ian Hazekostas, my man, please introduce mandatory drug testing before people come to work. I know people work from home. I know you cannot control it properly. I know, I understand, mate. I understand. My heart goes out to you. There are people reporting to me in what I do as well. I understand it's not easy, but drug testing is mandatory before people come to work and design something like this, mate. And also, I'd like individual interview. I would, for free in what I do, I charge a lot, but I will have an individual interview with the person who designed Torghast. Okay. I'll pipe down. Let's render the verdict. It's absolute resounding hooray victory for NECROLORDS. Oh my god, NECROLORDS just hit every single note there for me personally. They look fantastic. Their design of the area and of the Covenant still sucks. I still don't like it. But I'm so swept away by the look of the armor. I'm swept away by the potential of Abomination Factory. I'm swept away by the Adaptive Swarm and even Fleshcraft, that shield that I always forget to put on myself for a potentially tanking Druid. It's fantastic. It is really fantastic. So I really look forward to continuing to level this wonderful, really, I'm just in love with it again. I'm in love with my Feral Druid now. It's just fantastic, and I really look forward to bringing more videos to you, talking more about Druid, more about specifics of a Druid in Torghast, for example, and other kind of stuff. If you will humor me with your presence going forward, and if you will honor me with your presence as well. So hopefully you found this kind of insightful to some extent. If you're completely new to selections of Covenants and you just really didn't know where to start, that's possible. Yeah, not everyone is very informed, or at least entertaining, because I was in a good mood this morning and I thought, you know what, how about a nice friendly rant to my people? And people who have been here for a long time, they know that that's what they come here for. Thank you very much once again for your support. Thank you very much for being with me here, and videos continue coming to you twice a week at the very least. Twice a week at the very least. See you later, my friends. Bye bye.